Recently we just finished watching Netflix's new animated TV show called Arcane. It's a League of Legends show. I we don't know anything about League of Legends, right? You don't know shit about League of Legends.
No, all I know is that that's the game that Johnny used to play. That's it.
Yeah. So I just know it's like a top down, like you just like fighting niggas. Like I don't know. I don't think it really had that big of a lore until like recently. Like you know what I mean? I think it was just like niggas just fighting, like, and they just had to explain why niggas were fighting. I was watching a video about the creators. He was explaining all the heroes. I think there's like 150 heroes or something you can choose from or some shit.
Mhm.
And the way he was explaining them, he was like, "Oh, we just needed a nigga that was big who had a mustache. Oh, we just needed like a werewolf. Oh, we just needed like you know what I mean? Like that's the way he was explaining all the characters. So going into the show, I was like, I don't know what to expect, but it was fucking beautiful. Yeah. So, what did you think about the show?
It's crazy because like I was going into the show expecting it to be bad, honestly, because I don't mind 3D, but most 3D films or like televised shows don't really come out too well. So I was surprised. I was surprised that like it's kind of like Hit Monkey. I was surprised on like how well they were able to pull off the 3D look. I would say it's really good. I would say it's probably the best 3D show that I've seen in my life. I'll bet on it. Yeah, it's probably the best 3D television show that I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think it's definitely like one of the best animation styles I've ever seen. Like, it's so weird because if you like while you're watching the show, if you pause at any point, it looks like a painting.
Yeah,
Like at any point at time that you pause, like you can pause at any point and it just looks like somebody painted it. And then once you start playing it, they just start moving. Like it's actually kind of trippy. Like when I was watching it, like the first three episodes, I was like, yeah, this is good. I like it. But then once I got into like the second arc, that's when I was like, damn, like this animation is not regular. Like this is some shit I've never seen before.
like at some points, like it's kind of weird. It's like it's sometimes two dimensional at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. And I would never expect that to look good, but like this shit looks fucking phenomenal. Like I can't highlight the animation more. Like, yo, this shit look fucking crazy. Like,
What I think is crazy is that you said there was like over like 100 characters and they only did one. So, well, they did probably multiple. I don't know. I don't really know like the character
now
selection.
there's a lot of characters from the game in this show, but it was mainly strictly focused on like Vi and Powder, but like they're not even like main characters of the show. Like you know what I mean? So it's just like it's weird that they stuck to that, but it just worked out. I don't know.
Mm. I just wonder why they decided to go with them first.
Yeah, I don't know.
The characters, because I wasn't expecting there to be like a lot of characters. I don't really know anything about the game, but that show like had me off. Like that shit didn't feel like I was like binge watching or anything. I just felt like I was just watching a show and I enjoyed every single second of it. Um, you really like you're kind of conflicted when you watch the show because like you're seeing characters in the beginning you hate them and then you're like I can't really hate them. Like I feel like most of it is like miscommunication when it really comes down to it. Like
It's like everybody has good intentions. Like you know what I mean? Like that's really what it is. Like there was I guess Silco is considered the villain in this game, but in this movie the show, but like he he has good intentions to a degree. Like he wants the underworld to stop being like stepped on, and like he wants them to have independence and shit, which is it's dope because it's like who wouldn't after being shitted on their whole life try to like step up to the plate and try to like take care of their people, which is like him and Vander were pretty much doing the same thing, but just one was going to the extreme. pretty much.
It kind of pisses me off because I feel like Xander was just willing to stay poor. I mean, his way of doing things, like I understand, like there's an ethical problem with the way how like Silco's doing things, but the way how he's doing things, I don't think it's any help either. You know what I mean? He's just sitting there, and he's just waiting for nothing. I feel like he's not even trying to at least do like the MLK like little like march or anything. Well, Silco's kind of like the Malcolm X who's trying to use hate kind of
Well, like if you
believes in that like their people should be on their own, and that's how Malcolm was. And
yeah.
I said Muhammad, and then Martin, it was more like he wanted to.
You mean Malcolm? Wait, Martin? Martin? Yeah,
Martin,
yeah.
wanted to bring people together. So,
but that's the thing. You gotta think about it. Like he literally went through everything already. Like so, like he was the Vi back in the day. Like he was like, yo, fuck it, let's fight, let's go. And then after that, the beginning part, like the first episode, the bridge scene, like he realized like, yo, this like a lot of people died off this shit. Like there's no winning against those niggas. Like those niggas are OP. Like, you know what I mean? Like even that was before they had the hex tech. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and like he saw how many people died and he was like, yo, running in head like fish first isn't gonna solve anything. Like you just gotta make sure, like if you're in a shit situation, just make sure it's a good one. Like, you know what I mean? So like he didn't want to start any trouble with them. Even one of the officers was like, yo, if you leave, like this whole place falls. Like you're literally holding it all together.
Yeah, that's true.
So I can't blame him for not wanting to like fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like he already fought and he lost. So it's like, I don't know. I respect him for doing what he did and still taking care of those two kids that weren't his. Like he took care of mad kids that weren't his.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, another thing that I found kind of interesting about the show is that they didn't really get too specific on the gemstones. They didn't give it really a name. They just called the gemstones. And did they give it a name?
Well, they used it to create Hextech, but I don't know if it had a specific name or not.
Yeah, so it's just some random magical stone that just appeared at it, like they just magically have. I don't know how they obtain it, but it's kind of weird how like this is like kind of like the first show where they kind of bring up magic and they don't go into too much detail about how it works, but it still works fine.
But that's the thing. It's like you kind of have to be vague about it because it's magic. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where, like, that's why nobody believed. What was his name? Nobody believed Talus when he was saved at a young age, like by that like wizard. Like it was just kind of like something like magic is magic. Like if the second you say magic, people know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so he was hella motivated by that, which is like, yeah, of course you're not gonna really, I found these off a tree or some shit. Like it's one of those things that they've been working on for years. So it makes sense that you can't explain. It's one of those things. One of the things that I like about this show, they do a lot of showing instead of telling. So they show you everything versus telling you. Like, yo, this guy saved me from with magic, blah, blah, blah. And they showed it to you instead of like explaining it to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of dope things. I feel like one of the things this could have been like the first, because like if you haven't realized it, each 3 episodes is like its own separate arc kind of thing. I feel like each of them could have been their own shows. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like each arc could have been its own season, but
so what would you say the first arc was?
It would have been them as kids.
Them as kids,
and then like the finale would have been like Vi leaving powder and shit. Like I could have seen all that as like a season.
Yeah, that is true. When you put it that way, it's like I feel like the characters Milo and Clogger, I think his name was,
Yeah, yeah.
they should have lasted longer. Like they didn't have to last longer, but like if you put it in that terms, they could have really stretched out that whole like little kid experience and friendship.
Yeah, but I do appreciate that they did it because it kind of like it showed that anybody could die. Like, because you really thought Milo and Clogger were like characters in the game or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's one of the reasons why I liked not knowing shit, because you just don't know who would die and who didn't. Like that's it, yeah. So
It's kind of funny. I thought Milo was gonna come back for a second when I saw the hawk guy.
Yeah, yeah.
For some reason, I just thought it was him. I don't know why.
Anybody that I seen with glasses, I just assumed, I was like, is that him? I was like, nah, that nigga's deaded. Like,
Yeah, he really got folded.
yeah, she folded the fuck out of that nigga. But yeah, what some of the things I think the storytelling in this shit is some of the best we've ever seen in like a medium versus like it's so weird how a lot of the things had like what came first full circle, like the fact that it started with Vi stealing from Talus, and then towards the end of the series they link up and it's like, yo, everything happened because I stole from you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't know that, but like that's really how everything really started, you know what I mean? Or like, what's it called? When in the beginning Talus is about to kill himself and then Victor stops him.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at the end, Victor's about to kill himself and then Talus comes and stops him. And it's like everything is like it feels like everything was put there for a reason. Like that shit just felt like hindsight, like everything just matched up perfectly, and it was just fucking great. Like I wish I could watch it again without knowing.
I feel like the shock value is what hooked me, because like you keep on getting shocked and you see what happens to the characters.
Yeah, just niggas dying.
Especially I feel like the most shocking character is Powder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I don't know what I was expecting, but there was a lot of hints that Powder and Vi were gonna be like on the opposite sides, like, you know what I mean, like the record player that they were using, there was a lot of images of them like on the opposite side and shit like that. So I was like, I could see that, but it just worked so good. Like it just made sense that what Silco would be like, you know what? Yeah, let me use her. Why not? Mm-hmm. Like, and then Marcus, like, yeah, there's just so much shit. Like, bro, when Silco was such a good villain, when he pulled up to Marcus's crib and he was at with his daughter, I felt scared for that nigga. Like, I was like, yo, you're done. Like, yo, they're really gonna fry you. Like, it is crazy. Like, wow. This show is fucking phenomenal.
I think my favorite scene with Silco when he showed up to the meeting, and then
the smoke gas,
underground gas.
Yeah,
like, that's the atmosphere of the underground. Bro. It's like, damn, they really living in the trenches, bro.
I know.
He was able to breathe within it. That's how you know he's really about.
He's a dirty nigga. He's just in this shit. Like he's like, oh, this is another day. It made sense that there's like other crime lords and shit, like, you know what I mean, and everything it's just crazy. Like everything they were saying was just factual. Like he's like, nigga, this nigga's getting weak, like because of Jinx. And it's funny how I think towards the like 6th or 7th episode, Silco goes to Vander's statue and he's like, okay, now I see what you was doing. Like now I see why you sacrificed everything for these kids. Like he's like, nothing is worse than a downfall than having a daughter or some shit. Then he poured one out for that nigga Vander. I was like, it's crazy because like you killed that nigga, but you have respect for him enough to like, you know, to see his point of view. Like he wasn't a completely shitty person. Like he cared about Jinx. Like he cared about his crew. Like I just gotta respect that nigga Silco, man. I'm tight that he died.
To a certain extent, like he felt betrayed by Xander, but he also was thankful that Xander did what he did because it made him become.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy, though. Like, and we're not even talking about like one of my favorite parts of the show is the action scenes. Yeah, the action scenes were Like it's crazy how I'm like you're watching the show, you're like, yeah, this is really good. Like the animation is really good, and then the second they start, like I think it was the fight with Vi and that one arm chick in the bar. When I was looking at that, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like this is some crazy ass shit. Like they're really like boxing. Like
I didn't know how they were gonna do like the action because I think I'm so used to watching shows where like there's like a defined ability that people can possess and have, and this is just technology. It's like technology or just like combat skill.
Yeah, and they were
which makes it pretty broad, so they can pretty much do a lot of things.
Yeah, like nobody's OP, like you know what I mean. Like but yeah, like when they were fighting, I was just like, yo, this is some of the smoothest. Like it was literally like porn to my eyes. Like I was just so glued to it.
You know what I thought it was crazy with the violence, bro? Was Jinx Powder, bro? Like
yeah, she was going crazy.
Yo, I thought she was about to die when that dude was swinging at her head, and then she just moved her head out of nowhere. I was like, what?
She's a killer, bro. Jinx is a beast. Like she's a beast, bro. Like,
I was like, how did she like? I thought she didn't see it coming, and then randomly like it kind of flashed a little bit, and then she moved her head. I was like, oh shit,
bro. The dynamic of Jinx, like her PTSD was crazy. Like visually, like seeing Milo behind her, like talking, and then like she's just talking, and niggas like, who are you talking to?
Yeah,
like you know, like all of that was just fucking great. Like it was just, bro. Like seeing things from her perspective, you could tell like she's never got over everything that happened. Like she just kind of like stepped over it. She just never like fully comprehended all the shit. Like until later on, that's when she was like, damn, it was probably my fault why everything exploded, like shit like that. Like
I think she realized she killed Xander. Then later on, she realized she killed everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Like she fucked up. Like she fucked it up.
I was thinking that, bro. When she first threw the bomb, I was like, wait, like, and she don't even know where everyone's at. Why is she just throwing shit? And then boom, boom, boom. I guess the show's gonna make it so that they all escape because of that bomb. But then no, everyone ends up dying. I'm like, oh shit, like that's fire.
Yeah, like the way you see Milo stuck to the wall, and he looks up, and then the fucking rocks just falling on him and shit. He's just like, wait, is he dead? like it was crazy.
The whole time, bro, when she was walking away, I was like, yo, why did you walk away? I would have duffed the shit out of her, bro.
She did. She duffed her. But like, nah, you can't. Like literally Vander's last words were like, yo, protect Powder. Like watch over her.
Damn, that is
like I don't know. I can't like be upset at Jinx because like she tried, bro.
Listen, and stayed. You know, it's kind of funny. They were about to escape.
No, they had a good chance of escaping. But at the end of the day, they probably would have got caught, like, cause Marcus and them was pulling up, like that fucking monster was coming. Like it was just a lot. Like in the moment, I could see why Jinx did what she did. Like she probably really thought she was helping.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, man. I feel like if she's seen her sister there, why would you throw a bomb over there?
She technically threw a bomb at the monster nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like she threw it at him.
His sister was like right there, like across, and then she went behind the door and I was like, but she didn't know how strong that blast was gonna be or anything like that. But
yeah, that blast was different. Yeah, but yeah. So what else? Some of one of my favorite characters is Echo. That nigga is he's really just that nigga, bro. Like
that hoverboard is clean. Like
it's crazy. Like you see the firelights in the first I think episode 4, and like I was just like, oh, there's just another faction of niggas, like you know what I mean. And then when Powder pulls off that chick's head, that mask, and I thought it was Vi. I was like, is that Vi? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like it was just a chick that had pink hair or something. But everything connected, and I was like, damn, I wonder what happened to Echo. Until that episode, I think one of the episodes is called The Boy Savior. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's pulling out. And then that's when I was like, oh, he's a part of the Firelights. That makes so much sense. Like, yeah. Echo's just that nigga, man. And what they were teasing with Harmon Danger and Echo like linking up, I think they're gonna create the time shit that he uses in that fighting game.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what they were creating. So much shit like that they were setting up. Like Victor, like yo, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but Victor's a villain like in the games. Like he's like a villain, hardcore villain in the games.
Oh.
Like literally most of the characters, whenever they say their names, I'll just look them up and shit. Yeah, so the characters that are in the game that I know of so far, Hammondinger's in the game, the little short nigga. Vi, obviously, Jinx, Hector, Echo, who else? Caitlyn, the sniper chick, she's in the game. Like a lot of the characters in here were in the game, which is like actually kind of dope. I don't think Silco's in the game, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't really know what Silco can do. All he does is just like kind of plan.
Yeah, but what was dope is that when you look up Victor, he's like in this armor or whatever, but he has like that claw laser. You remember that he showed off in like the third episode, that claw laser? He has that shit. So it was like, yo, they were really teasing everything. Like the shit, yeah. The show is just, yeah. I might have to just fuck around and just give that shit a 10 out of 10. No cap. I
had to, like that's. I was surprised. Like yo, this is like you can't say anything bad about it. There's nothing you can literally say. Like,
yeah.
I think it's a 10. Me personally, I think it's a 10.
Yeah, I was really trying to think like, what was bad? Like I
don't give anything 10s like that. Like
yeah, it's hard for me to give something a 10, but I was like, I can't say anything negative about it. Even though personally, I did like Invincible more, but that is just because it has to do with superheroes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they had a superhero in the show, it would have been at a 20 out of 20. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's just what. But other than that, like the storytelling, the plot, characters, the environments, the animation, all that shit was perfect. Like yeah, this is probably the best animated show I've seen in a while. Like, which is kind of crazy. Like niggas are just thinking of like, League of Legends show, yeah, sure.
So who are like the who did the animation? Like, who did the storytelling animation? Do you know the company name?
I don't know, but they've been doing League of Legends specifically. They've been doing that type of animation for a while.
Because I have what other show you think that specific company can necessarily do?
I was gonna ask you. I was like, what other like video game company you think could benefit off this? I think Apex Legends can benefit off of this.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
A lot, bro. Like, you could do a lot with this animation. Like, the style is just fucking, it's hella unique. Like, I don't know.
This show kind of made me believe that like video games can actually just become shows. Like, because like when I would look at like, you know how like they said they're coming out with a Borderlands movie. When I play the game Borderlands, it doesn't.
Kevin Hart. By the way, Kevin Hart's in that movie.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know, when I used to play the Borderlands, I didn't really think it was like that crazy of a game to make a movie or a TV show. But like seeing this, I didn't think League of Legends was gonna be. I didn't know anything about it really, but I guess like when a game's so vague and open, you can make it anything you want. You can make the story anything you want it to be. Yeah,
you really can. Like in the games, people like didn't know that Vi and Thing like had like a backstory together. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't make it seem like they knew each other, but they did clearly on the show. So it's like, I don't know how canon this show is to the games, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But this shit was fucking great. Yeah, 10 out of 10. If you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. Like, I've been telling everybody to watch it. Like, it's one of those shows like, yo, you have to watch this. Like just like I was telling niggas to watch Invincible, like You have to watch this. Like this is like grade A animation and storytelling to it's like the peak. Like they have to have been working on this for a while. Like you know what I mean? Like I could tell. Like they put a lot of thought into this. Even that the Imagine Dragon theme song, that shit was kind of going hard. Like the more time I heard it, I was like, yo, this shit's kind of hard, bro.
Yeah, they had some great music in there.
Yeah, great music thing. Yeah. I just loved it. Like I wish I could watch it again. Like you know what I mean? Like just watch it again, and I don't know. It was so good. But yeah, they announced season 2 already. So speaking of that, we should talk about the ending, yo. This bitch, she sent a rocket right to the meeting. Like yo, that's war. Like
Yeah, I straight up war against both sides. The thing is though, it's like I don't really know her thought process, bro. Like I'm like
no thought process either.
I don't think she has one. Like I think she's just so fucked up in the head that she's like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna fuck everything up because I'm fucked up.
So what I got from watching it, it's pretty much like she because she didn't mean to kill Silco, because Silco was trying to kill Vi.
Yeah.
I thought he was trying to kill her, but she didn't mean to kill Silco. So once he died, and his last words were pretty much like, "Yo, you're perfect the way you are. Like, yo, don't change for nobody. Like, they wanted me to sell you out, but I would have never sold you out." And that pretty much confirmed her to be like, "Okay, I'm Jinx now. Like, that's what it is." And I think pretty much she was upset that they wanted like the top upper class wanted her, like they wanted to kill her pretty much type shit. So she was just like, fuck these niggas, like pretty much like that's kind of what I got from it. She's just like, oh fuck these niggas, like it's over. She just sent, yo, that animation of her shooting the rocket was so fucking like, oh I can't. Like,
it was just so dramatic too, because you know everyone went through, and you see everyone having their conversations, and then you see like the blue light like glistening through the windows or as they're having their meeting. I'm like, yo, Victor and all them are gonna be tight.
Yeah, they're gonna be tight.
Guys.
Yeah, I know. And his the black shorty's mom.
Yeah.
She was with the shits. Like she's with the shits.
It's gonna be mayhem, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I can't wait for season 2 because it's like
how they gonna fight? They're basically fighting two nations, bro. If you really think about it.
Yeah, I know.
How they gonna fight the people with hex technology and the girl's mom? I don't know his name or anything like that, but
well, what's dope is that the underground has Shimmer, and the upper class has the hex tech. So it's like they both have things going, their own thing. But yeah, so apparently in the game, Vi is a police officer. Like she ends up working with like Caitlyn and them, like you know what I mean. So she's on the opposite side.
Look like they kind of feeling each other too.
No, it's obvious, but I just liked how it wasn't thrown in your face like, oh shit, she's a lesbian, like let's go. Like it wasn't that deep. She was just like, yeah, fuck her, she's cool. Like, and I like that Caitlyn saw. She got to witness how fucked up like the underground was, like firsthand type shit. Yeah.
Almost, it's coming to the conclusion that almost everyone in the council doesn't even know. Cause like even which is the guy, the little furball guy name? It's like Hammond Smurf. I don't know. What's his name?
Hammond Digger.
Hammond Digger. Yeah, Hammond Digger went down. Yeah. He was shocked what he was seeing.
But yeah, show is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, if I want the studio to do something else, I'd also want them. I would say Overwatch or Apex. Like their lore is really good. So I'd want to see them do something like that.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Glamour of wearing diamonds. Diamonds bring status, elegance, and prestige. Their brilliance makes